Okay, we're rolling. I'm doing a quick book review of this excellent book, The Mad Bishops, The Hunt for Earl, Anglin James, and his assassin brethren. Now, just to give you an idea of how great this book is, I'm just going to show you all the other books that I already have that this book cites or references. So first you have the reference to this book, which is about the manipulation of religious groups by U.S. intelligence in connection to Lee Harvey Oswald. So this is also published by Day. And then you have citation of H.P. Albarelli Jr.'s The Secret Order on the CIA controlling psychiatry and the use of mind control and hypnosis for creating assassins and the connection to Lee Harvey Oswald. So another book that Mad Bishops relies on. And then we have citation of the Scorsese Papers, which is about the CIA's use of Nazi fascists to manage the assassination of JFK. And so we also have citation of Douglas Valentine's excellent Pisces Moon, the use of CIA mind control and torture and assassination, and also drug smuggling, connecting Barry Seal, who was the main CIA drug smuggler, trained by the civilian air patrol by David Ferrie, who also trained Lee Harvey Oswald. And David Ferrie was one of the Mad Bishops connected to Earl Anglin James. And then we also have citation of Skull and Bones by Day publisher Chris Milligan and Anthony Sutton, among others. And this is about the secret society connections to the fake religious orders that are set up by these mad bishops. So they're not just fake Catholic orders, but they're also tied to theosophy and Freemasonic secret societies. Then we have another H.P. Albarelli classic, Coup in Dallas, which again goes into the details of the overlap of CIA mind control and the Nazis, torture as the ultimate origin of the assassination of JFK. And let's see. Then we have Sinister Forces, which this author actually cites a couple emails like that he corresponded with Peter Levenda about the CIA connection to the paranormal and occult, and as a background for the assassination of JFK. And he ties it not just to the assassination of JFK, but also Martin Luther King Jr. and RFK, and how in each case the assassins were tied in with mind control and hypnosis and secret societies. And one of the main ones he ties it to is the Theosophists, and how the Rosicrucians were actually promoting theosophy, which brings me to my own book that I would be remiss to not mention, because this is goes into details about the theosophy connection to the CIA and military mind control training through Andrei Puharich, which is also a focus of sinister forces, because basically Andrei Puharich connects the Paines with the CIA, and there's even a connection to my own Qigong training that I will not mention, just in respect for the privacy of my own teachers, but just mention there was a connection that is kind of interesting. So anyway, this is all these books that I already have are cited by the excellent writer James Day, who was interviewed on YouTube a couple times at least about his book. He does not have he doesn't have a bibliography, but he's got all the books he cites in the footnotes, and he does have an index, so that's good enough, because you don't need a bibliography if you can just look at the footnotes directly. And very fascinating read. Oh, he also talks about Dr. Mary's Monkey, which is a book I have a review posted on the website of the author of Dr. Mary's Monkey from like 20 years ago, saying how I stayed up all night reading Dr. Mary's Monkey. So this book builds on the Trine Day collection of books, because this is one of Trine Day's most famous conspiracy books, Sinister Forces. This was not published by Trine Day, but they did publish Secret Order, and then Pisces Moon is also published by Trine Day, and this is published by Trine Day, and then they offered, Chris Milligan offered to publish my book for Trine Day, and I turned them down just because my book's very academic, and I didn't want, it's people don't really have the time or the effort to read, like science stuff. So I didn't want him to lose money, because he's, normally publishers actually lose money when they publish books, unless they get lucky. But you can find my book for free on my academia website, and I have lots of documents, because I got some archives of the correspondence between Andrei Puharich and a professor, Oliver L. Reiser, who was tied to a theosophy think tank that this author kind of alludes to, because he talks about Beacon Hill as being a stronghold in Boston for theosophy, and that's what I talk about too, is Beacon Press as being a key theosophy press for these authors. And so there's definitely overlap, because he's focusing on theosophy, and that's what my book is about. It's all about the theosophy connection to the military mind control, and it's from a liberal perspective. So this is like a liberal, progressive conspiracy that I expose, but it still has the unfavorable result of requiring most of humanity to be sacrificed for the spiritual, technological evolution of progress on Earth. And so anyway, it's tied into music theory and the Matrix. And it's all focused on Andrija Puharich. And there's supposed to be a new documentary, that's being released, hopefully on Netflix, that you can find excerpts about it. So, I keep checking Netflix to see if it's been picked up yet, but we'll see what happens with that documentary. I don't know. And the book that Trine Day was going to publish by me was an earlier book of mine that I ended up just throwing online. It's called Alchemy of Rainbow Heart Music, and it's like earlier research. So some of that research I have repeated in here, but most of this is later research. So those two books kind of build on each other. Yeah, unfortunately this camera is not focusing, so it's not going to help. But it's all fuzzy. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to have to read it again because it takes a lot of, you really want it quiet when you read. Like, I prefer to read in the middle of the night because it's really quiet and I can really focus, concentrate. Because when I'm reading it, reminds me of other things, and I want to make those connections as I'm reading. And basically, and it exposes a lot of fraud in religion and how religion's used by intelligence for nefarious purposes, money laundering, drug smuggling, assassinations, government coups, and my own grandfather was a minister. Actually, my great-grandfather on my mom's side was a minister also. So I have a bit of interest in that topic, because then my dad was a government attorney, assistant attorney, and yeah, so I'm kind of interested in the overlap of government intelligence and religion and the esoteric, because that's what I trained in. So I know the esoteric is real because I've experienced it, a lot of different aspects of it. Telepathy, telekinesis, precognition, long distance healing, astral travel, psychometry, and seeing ghosts, so spirit. Yeah, so fascinating stuff. And then the enlightenment experience as the truth of reality. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really happy that this book got written. Very impressive book. Let's see when it was published. Yeah, 2023, so it's pretty recent. And there's a lot of photos in here. But these guys, this topic was first broached by Peter Levenda, where you have this strange phenomenon of these fake bishops. And Peter Levenda actually personally trained he like became a fake bishop at one point, and then he attended a famous funeral. I think it was maybe the funeral of RFK. Anyway, as a fake bishop or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So he got involved with that, and yeah, so it's pretty elaborate. A lot of details. Actually, one of my friends that I mentioned, that Conspiracy Dan friend, he was into the Rosicrucians, and then he was friends with a guy who was a Freemason, who took me to the Freemason Lodge and showed it to me. So, I don't know, they're not, they were mainly just stoners, so. But, anyway, I'll leave it at that.